The story begins on a dark, moonless night when a college teacher named John Brennan is driving somewhere, extremely agitated. In the back seat of his car is a wounded drug dealer whom he himself shot. Now, to what extent will this straightforward college teacher go to break his wife out of prison? You will understand this only after listening to his ingenious plan. This story began 3 years ago when John was living happily with his wife, Lara, and son, Luke, in their beautiful home. Lara was a diabetic patient, so one morning she was taking her insulin injection when suddenly she noticed a blood stain on her jacket. She immediately started washing the jacket in the sink, but before the work was completed, the police suddenly forcibly entered their house and arrested Lara on the charge of murder. Later, the court declared Lara guilty and sentenced her to life imprisonment. But even now, they did not have any solid evidence through which the police could be forced to investigate again. Rather, all the existing evidence was against Lara, such as her office colleague seeing her leaving the scene of the murder, her jacket having blood stains of the dead body, and her fingerprints also being found on the weapon with which the murder was committed. Seeing all this, the lawyer directly told John that no matter what happens, she is not coming out of jail, after which John directly told him that she will definitely come out of jail. After this, he went to meet Lara and told her what the lawyer had said. John's eyes were filled with tears, seeing which Lara already understood that nothing could happen now, and she started crying bitterly. Anyway, later that night, John received news that Lara had been admitted to the hospital. He reached there without wasting any time, but the staff there did not allow him to meet Lara. Then John argued a lot with the policeman and the doctor, and finally he was allowed to meet Lara for some time. John saw that Lara was tied to the bed with handcuffs and there was a bandage on her wrist. Seeing this, he understood why Lara was here. At that very moment, John decided that no matter what happens, he will take Lara out of jail. Now John started reading books written on escaping from jail, and then he went to meet a man named Damon, who had escaped from jail 7 times till date. Damon said that he has to keep his mind open and look for such intricacies, due to which the daily work of the jail can be disrupted. He has to think of his destination beforehand, and it should be such a place where not many tourists go. All the arrangements to reach there should be done in advance, as well as staying away from bus, train stations, and airports. Apart from this, they will have to get such fake documents made, which no one can easily recognize, and they will have to escape through another state. And most importantly, he will have to make all the payments in cash, so that no one can find out his location. This meant that he would have to collect so much cash, which would last for about 5 years, because by then the case would have cooled down a bit. The most difficult task of this plan was to cross the bridge of Pittsburgh City, because after the 9/11 terrorist attack, the police had learned to seal the entire city in just 15 minutes. Apart from this, he would have to stay away from his parents and friends forever, and maybe he would even have to take someone's life if needed. After hearing all this, John returned home, and then he started calculating his plan by sticking maps and pictures on a wall. Apart from this, whenever he used to go to jail to meet Lara, he used to pay close attention to the intricacies there. He saw that there was a keyhole in the elevator, and on the other side some employees had come to fix the leakage of the roof. He also saw which trucks used to stop there every day. Now John was so engrossed in making his plan that even while teaching in college, he kept checking these intricacies on his laptop. Then he decided to sell his house as well, because he needed a lot of money for this plan. Now he had to get fake documents made, for which he started going to a dangerous neighborhood. There he started buying OxyContin drugs from a dealer, and while talking, he asked him about the person who makes fake passports. After many attempts, he found a man who asked him to meet a dealer at a bar. But here John was cheated, and some goons stole his money. Just then, a man named Mike sitting at the bar saw all this. Anyway, some days later John went to the same neighborhood once again, and this time 2 bikes followed him. As soon as John reached home, his doorbell rang. John opened the door, and Mike was standing in front of him. Then Mike said that he could make fake passports for him. John gave him some photos and money in advance, and then said that after today, don't come back to my house. John said that he will come to some other place to take the passport. Mike agreed to this, but he told John that if I don't reach at the given time, then you should quietly run away from there. After this, we see that John, according to the plan, went to buy a gun and then learned to use the gun from the shopkeeper. Then the next day, he went to take the passport at the location told by Mike. But after waiting for a while, John felt that Mike was late, but still he did not go. He kept sitting there. After some time, a car present there left, and then Mike came to meet him. Mike scolded him for waiting so long, because the car that had just left was actually a policeman's. Anyway, then he handed over the fake papers to John and said that you have gone crazy behind this work, and this madness will make you make some mistake. Then after this, we see that John learned to make a bump key, that is, a key that can open any lock. He made this key by looking at the internet and decided to use it the next time he goes to jail. The day he went to jail, he put the bump key along with his other keys in the metal detector, and when he moved forward from the detector, he quietly picked up the key before the policeman could see it. When he was moving forward in the hallway with the rest of the people, John deliberately stayed at the back and quickly tried to put the key in the elevator lock. But unfortunately, the key broke and half of it remained in the hole. John threw away the other part present in his hand at that very moment and stood there pretending to be innocent. Within a few moments, a policeman came there and saw this. Only then did the policeman start questioning all the people who had come from outside. When John's turn came, he looked at the security camera footage and said that I am not visible in it. This tall man is there. I was behind him. Hearing this, the officer got a little suspicious of him, but no action could be taken only on the basis of suspicion, so they let John go. As soon as John came out of the jail gate, his condition deteriorated due to nervousness. Detective Quinn saw all this, and he also became suspicious of John. Since then, Quinn started keeping an eye on John, but John was completely unaware of this. Rather, he was slowly engaged in selling the goods of his house. And whenever his brother used to come to meet him, John used to hide and sit. One day in the afternoon, John took Luke to the park. Then Luke's friend Carrie's mother invited him to come to Carrie's birthday party. Anyway, later John once again got busy preparing for his plan. One day suddenly he saw a new van parked outside the jail, and at that very moment a tremendous idea came to his mind. Now he was about to carry out his plan through medical vans. Then John did some research on Lara's diabetes, and later continuously followed the van and found out its arrival and departure time. Apart from this, he also learned the trick of opening the car lock through a tennis ball from the internet. Then the next day, he opened the door of the medical van with the ball method and took pictures of Lara's test reports. Later, he made a fake test report, according to which the doctors would feel that Lara's condition is very bad. The next time John went to meet Lara gave him very bad news. Actually, after 3 days, she will be sent to an even tougher jail. Hearing this, John's ground slipped under his feet, because now he has to somehow carry out his plan in the coming 3 days. His biggest problem was money, because his house had not been sold yet. Finally, he picked up his gun and went out with the intention of robbing a bank. But even after reaching there, he could not muster the courage to rob the bank. Later, he went to meet Lara again and said that he will appeal against sending her to another jail. Hearing this, Lara got very angry with him because John was not ready to accept the truth. Lara said that he is living in a dream where he thinks that she can be released from jail, but in reality, there is no hope of anything like that happening. Finally, to stop John, Lara confessed in front of him that she herself had committed the murder. She wanted John to move on in life and start another family, but John still did not believe her, and he met Lara again. This time, John assured her that you should not lose courage. I will get you released from jail. Now John had to somehow arrange for money, so as soon as night fell, John went to the same dangerous neighborhood.